Hey there, friend. Before we dive into today's topic, I just want to say something really quick. If you are finding value in these videos and they are helping you understand yourself better or improve your connections with people, I would absolutely love it if you could hit that subscribe button and help me reach 10,000 subscribers. It really means the world to me, and it helps me keep making this content for you every single week. Your support truly makes a difference, and I'm so grateful for every single person who takes the time to follow along on this journey with me. All right, now I want to start today by saying something that might sound a little bit strange at first, and I really want you to hear me out. Here it is. Never tell a person you are interested in the whole truth. Now, please wait just a second. I know how that sounds, and I totally said it the wrong way. I am definitely not telling you to lie or be dishonest with the women you like. Being a good, truthful person is a wonderful thing, and I would never suggest anything different. What I am actually saying is that you might need to stop being so honest all the time. I am asking you to stop explaining every little detail about your life. Stop working so hard to make sure she understands exactly where you are coming from or exactly what you are thinking every single second. You see, being too honest in a very logical way might actually be hurting the spark between you two. It is not hurting things for the reasons you might think, though. The way you are answering her questions could be making her lose interest. And the toughest part is that you probably have no idea why it is happening. But I am here to help you because I am going to show you exactly what these responses sound like. The ones that make the excitement go away. I will explain why being too honest can sometimes backfire on you, and I will give you better things to say that will keep her feeling interested and excited to talk to you. I want you to keep listening because I want to see you succeed. I am your friend and guide, and every single week, I am here to give you the simple, kind truth about what people really want in a partner. Not just what they say they want. I also share real ways to help you find and keep a wonderful connection with someone you truly like. If you find this helpful, please stay close and follow along so you never miss a chance to learn something new. So, what do these responses that kill the spark actually look like? What is the real difference between a person who says things that make the excitement die and a person who says things that make the connection grow stronger? I want to show you a real-life story to make it clear. One of the men I have been helping sent me a group of text messages he had with a woman he really liked. I want to walk you through these messages together because he missed two really great chances to build a connection, one right after the other. He did not even know he was missing them. These were perfect moments to make her feel more attracted to him. Let's look at how it happened. She sent him a text that said, "With all the work you have to do you still have time to see your friends? You always seem so busy." Now, he responded by saying, "No, not really. It is not that I do not have time. It is more that I love spending time with my kids and I love my research. Usually, I have more fun digging into papers than hanging out." Okay, let's stop there. That was mischance number one. You see, her question was not really about his calendar or his schedule. She was looking for something a little deeper. In her heart, she was really asking, is there any space for someone else in your life? Is there room for me? Am I going to have to fight your work just to get your attention? That is where the fun begins. That is where flirting lives. She was leaning in and being curious about where she might fit into his world. Instead of playing along, he gave her a long list of his weekly chores and priorities. Was it true? Yes, it was accurate, but it also made the fun. Energy in the conversation stop completely. Instead of that long answer, he could have said something simple like, "I always make time for the right distractions." Or he could have said, I am a busy guy, but I am never too busy for the right person. Those are short and a little bit mysterious, and they leave her wanting to know more. But the good news is that she was still interested. She replied by saying, "Oh, wow. Then I take the fact that you are talking to me now as a compliment." This was a huge green light. This was her being sweet and playful. She was basically saying, "I see that your time is very precious and you are choosing to give it to me. I like that." She was trying to start a little bit of flirting. She was tossing the ball to him to see if he would catch it and play. And how did he answer? He just said, "Yes, it is." That was the second missed chance. Now, I want to be very clear here. What he said was not a bad thing. He did not say anything mean or rude. He did not make a huge mistake that would make her angry. He was being very kind and very honest. He gave her a very logical and very reasonable answer. And honestly, that is exactly the problem. His answers did not move the feelings forward. They did not make things fun. They did not create that little spark of flirting. They did not add any of that exciting tension to the talk. They just answered her question, and then the conversation was over. There was nowhere else for it to go. I really want you to understand this. Almost everything a person says to you is a chance to flirt. When she said, "I take the fact that you are here as a compliment," she was not just making a statement. She was giving him an invitation. She was tossing him a ball and waiting to see what he would do with it. She gave him something playful and full of energy, something he could have used to tease her back or challenge her a little bit. But instead, he just explained himself. Being kind is great, and being honest is good, but did it build attraction? Not even a little bit. He took her fun, flirty energy and gave her something that sounded like a business recommendation. I call this a logical guy answer. I do not mean that in a mean way at all. Actually, I really love guys who are logical. I love how your minds work. You are built to solve problems, to make things clear, and to make sure people understand you. That logic is a wonderful strength in almost every part of life. But when it comes to attraction, it can sometimes get in the way. That is because attraction is not logical. It is emotional. It is about the feelings between two people. It is about the things that are left unsaid. Every time you give a logical guy answer, every time you explain, justify, or try to make sure she gets it, you are draining all the excitement out of the room. Let's look at what a logical guy answer really looks like so you can spot it. It is usually too long when it should be short. It explains things clearly when it should just hint at them. It tries to make her feel safe when it should be teasing her a little. It answers the literal words she said instead of the feelings she was showing. It is reasonable and honest, and it takes away any reason for her to stay curious about you. And without that curiosity, there is no spark. You see, attraction is not built by being correct. It is not built by making sure she understands your schedule. It is not built by proving to her how much you like her. Attraction is built through tension. It is that little electric feeling between two people when something is still a mystery. It is a hint of a challenge. In the beginning of getting to know someone, it is that feeling of not being 100% sure where you stand. When you explain everything, the tension goes away. When you try too hard to make her feel sure, the chase ends. When you answer every question perfectly, the mystery is gone. And without a little mystery, she might stop thinking about you the moment the phone goes dark. So, what could my client have said instead? When she said, "I take the fact that you are here right now as a compliment," he had some great options. Option 1 is to be calm and selective. He could have said, "You should. I'm very careful about how I spend my time. That is it. Just a few words. No big explanation, just quiet confidence. Option 2 is to be light and a little bit playful. He could have said, "Careful, I don't give those out easily." That makes her smile and wonder what else he is thinking. Option 3 is to be warm but still in control. He could have said, "It is, but don't let it go to your head." That confirms the compliment but adds a little tease to keep the fun alive. Option 4 is to be direct but measured. He could have said, "I wouldn't be here if I wasn't curious about you." That shows he is interested without being needy. Do you see what all of these have in common? They are all much shorter than what he actually said. There is no explaining and no justifying. There is a little bit of mystery and something left for her to think about. Underneath those words is a feeling of calm confidence. He is not trying to convince her of anything. He's not worried she will misunderstand him. He just says it and lets her feel it. Now, here's the thing. To give these kinds of short, fun, and confident answers, you have to actually feel that way on the inside. If you are feeling nervous or if you are overthinking every word, you will naturally go back to those long, logical guy answers. You will over-explain because it feels safer than leaving things a mystery. The men who do this naturally are usually very calm and grounded. They are not worried about every single word. Let me give you a few more examples so you can catch yourself before you give a logical guy answer. Let's say you are texting and she says, "You're trouble, aren't you?" That is a fun, flirty thing to say. The logical response would be, "Haha, no, I am actually really chill. I just like to have fun, but I am pretty laid back most of the time." Oh, that just killed the fun. She was flirting, and he defended himself like he was in trouble. He explained when he should have just played along. A better response would be, "The best kind of trouble." Or, "I guess you'll have to find out." Or even just a simple, "Maybe." Those are playful, and they keep the conversation going. Here's another one. You are on a date, and she says, "I bet you say that to all the girls." The logical answer is, No, I really mean it with you. I don't usually say stuff like this. You are different." Now you sound like you are trying too hard to convince her. It actually makes you seem less real, even though you are trying to be extra honest. A better way to say it would be, "Only the ones who deserve it." Or even just a smile and saying nothing at all. Sometimes silence is the best way to let the tension grow. Let's look at one more. She texts you, "I'm surprised you texted me back so fast." The logical guy says, "Yeah, I wasn't doing much. Plus, I really enjoyed talking to you, so I wanted to respond." That is very sweet, but it also tells her you were just sitting around waiting for her. It takes away the excitement. A better response would be, "Don't get used to it," or "You caught me at a good moment." Do you see the pattern? The logical answers often make you seem like you are below her, trying to earn her approval. The better answers keep you on the same level, or even a little bit above. You are both equals. Your goal in these talks is not to convince her that you like her. She already knows you like her. You are talking to her and texting her back. She knows. Your real goal is to let her feel like she is earning your time too. You want to keep her curious. When you explain everything, curiosity dies. When you try too hard to make her feel safe every second, the excitement dies. When you give those long, logical answers, the mystery is gone. And without mystery, there is no spark. I am not saying you should be cold or mean. I am definitely not saying you should be a jerk. And I am not saying you should never be honest. You have to be an honest man. What I am saying is that you should be confident enough to leave some things unsaid. Be secure enough that you don't feel the need to explain your feelings every 5 minutes. Be grounded enough to let there be a little bit of silence. The most. Attractive men aren't the ones who have the perfect lines. They are the ones who are comfortable with a little bit of mystery. That is the energy that makes her keep thinking about you even after you stop talking. Now, this is very important. I am not saying you never give a real, heartfelt answer. There is a right time for that. In the very beginning, when you are first texting and going on those first dates, you need those mystery answers about 75% of the time. You are building the spark. But as you get to know each other and the connection gets deeper, that changes. You won't need as much mystery because you will have more trust. Eventually, it becomes about 70% honesty and only 30% mystery. She knows you by then, and she wants to feel safe with you. That is when being very clear and very honest becomes the most important thing. And on a really special night, when the chemistry is great, you can bring that fun mystery back up to 75% just for a while. But you have to earn that stage first by building the attraction. So if you are in the early days texting, using apps, or going on the first few dates, keep the mystery high. Save the deep, logical explanations for later when you have built something really special. Now, I have a little bit of homework for you. Next time you are talking to a woman and she says something flirty, I want you to stop and ask yourself 3 questions before you type your answer. Am I about to explain myself? Am I about to try to make her feel safe? Am I about to justify what I did? If the answer is yes to any of those, stop, delete what you wrote, make it shorter, say something with a little bit of a tease, or maybe say nothing at all for a moment. Remember, less is often more. Mystery is exciting, and a confident man doesn't feel the need to explain everything he does. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It means a lot that you listened all the way to the end. If you found this helpful, please remember to subscribe and help me hit that 10,000 subscriber goal. I will be back to talk with you again next week. Have a wonderful day.